You're coming too.
From Washington State to now sunny California, we've been at it for 5 years. It began with selling our previous boat and taking that money to buy tools and build a shed. We assembled keel pieces, poured the ballast, and raised all 16 frames in the first 6 months.
There's a boat in there.
Now, half a decade later, and at a slower but steady pace, we're in the water. We're Salt and Tar, and this is our life. Like, subscribe, and support if you can.
Smells so good.
We want to mount a proper tiller on the boat, but first we have to make the cheeks, which are 2 pieces on either side of the rudder that the tiller will attach to.
So that's full dimensional too?
Yep. This is what I'll get my cheeks out of.
This beautiful timber is Spanish cedar, donated to the project from a local family.
Wow. Wow.
It smells just like a cigar box.
How long are each of them? Just under 4 foot?
3.5 feet.
3.5. Nice. 1 cheek, 2 cheek.
Sweet. So yeah, I'll bring these down and clamp them up where I want them, and then once I figure out more or less where I want them, dry fit them with a clamp, and then trace the edge, figure it out from there.
Now the tricky part is visualizing the boat as if she were complete to avoid any issues in the future, like the control box for the engine, and will we be doing dinghy davits or a solar array back here? All of that's yet to be determined.
I'll need to wedge this. It would have been like perfect, but the previous boat it was on, they had to take a bite out of it. So I'm just gonna have to make 2 little wedges.
It's easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the perfect length. How far up do you want it to be able to go? Like all the way back?
I mean, it would be nice if when we were at anchor, you could just put it all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
But
Could also take the pin out.
yeah, because I want to put another piece up here that's glued and bolted.
What's that piece for? Just
Just stability. You know, paddle and look at that west sails rudder. I think that's the only boat with an outboard rudder. Thicker. Oh, it's broken off. Never mind. Guess that's not gonna help us out much.
Never mind. Bad example.
Yeah, there's a flicka on the other side of the marina, and it's got an outboard rudder. So we're gonna go take a peek at just kind of the way the top of the rudder cheeks are made.
There she is. Flickas are some of the coolest little pocket cruiser. It's like the pocket cruiser. 20 feet, still 6 feet of standing headroom, and you can go around the world. Pretty epic. What was that?
What? Nothing. Oh wow, this one's all bronze.
Wow.
I don't know how much that's gonna help us out. Same concept though on the rudder head.
And it doesn't go up very tall.
Yeah.
And it does have a little cap to it.
Looks like it's pinned a little bit further aft on the tiller, which makes sense. I might switch where the pivot hole is on ours, because right now it's like right in the middle.
We could have used bronze, but we don't have that kind of money. But we do have a plethora of wood. Bronze is beautiful, even after it's no longer shiny. It of course would be our top pick for all of our hardware, but unless we can find it used, we simply can't afford it.
Alrighty, well, I don't think there's any other boats with outboard rudders over here that we can look at.
So what were you trying to get a feel for? Just how the top
I just want
is
to
finished?
get an example of how, yeah, like how much space is left for the tiller and kind of how the top of the rudder head is finished off. I mean, that doesn't really help us out that much because that rudder is bronze, so it's very different than the solid wood cheeks we're making. Nope. No other traditional boats. This is that little one, but how much that's going to help us out. Oh, this one doesn't even have a rudder head.
Nope.
Why are there no traditional boats to look at?
It's just a little tiny guy. Probably doesn't need it. They're bronze, like straps.
Yeah. He's such a fun little day sailor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not a very successful mission.
Whee! But I got a boat ride out of it.
Well, it looks like we're on our own. But hey, Garrett gets to do his favorite thing, staring at boats online. We finished the day out with drilling for the bolts. Sometimes that's all you get done physically. Then it's hit the books, sit, think, and stare.
Figure out how much I want to cut off of this.
The length?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to explain what this piece is?
Yeah, this is the first half, the top half. It's going to be two pieces of 2x sandwiched together, epoxied. But these are Catheads. And this obviously is just a rough, dry fit. It'll get cut down and it'll get shaped up a little bit. But the Catheads traditionally are used to lift up your anchor and then stow it.
It was hard to find decent pictures online to show you, but this is a cathead. It keeps the anchor off the hull while using block and tackle to hoist it up. Then you'd stow it on deck, or you'd put a fluke over the bulwarks and lash it.
On our boat, we'll have the roller the rollers up on the bow, and then we'll have block and tackle on the end of the catheads, and crossing my fingers that we're going to be able to find 2 really cool old fisherman style anchors.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Because
it's awesome.
Because it's awesome. And they'll hoist up on the cathead, and then the fluke of the anchor will bring up, and we'll tack on some, either like some copper, or just put some, like, I know I have these like bronze anti-chafy doohickeys.
Like plates?
Yeah, so we'll put something on the rail where the
fluke would
fluke
hook over.
Kind of hang over the rail, and then it'll cinch up here on the block and tackle, and that's just kind of where you store your anchor.
Another traditional feature.
Yeah, mainly because it looks really badass.
And you're doing everything you possibly can to not keep rigging?
What?
To keep going on the mizzen? Or sanding the deck?
I just don't feel like doing that right now. Making the catheads is definitely not something that's necessary, really. I mean, most boats now just use their bow roller. All the anchors that are normally used now are designed to just pull up and stow in the roller, which is good, which is really convenient. So catheads aren't really necessary, but it's just one of those old traditional things that I think are really sexy on old boats. So Red Aviva's got to have some catheads.
And it gives us more anchor options, and they can all be stowed up here. We can have 2, 1 on each bow roller, and 2, 1 on each side of the catheads.
Yeah.
So we could have, our mud anchor, our rock anchor, our whatever kind of grounding is underneath us.
That's another way I kind of see making the catheads practical, is just like you said, we can store, because every time we've cruised, I've always been really adamant on cruising with a lot of anchors, because it's one thing I adopted from the book that got me into sailing in the first place, the book that changed my life, turned me into a sailor, Dove. And it's about Robin Lee Graham, a 16-year-old who drops out of high school and sails around the world. It's an awesome book. But there's a line in there where he says he believes in spending money on anchor gear rather than insurance. And I've always kind of followed that philosophy every time we've gone sailing. And I've had a ton of anchors, a ton of different style anchors for different bottoms, a bunch of different chain and rode and combinations and everything. So I'm always ready to anchor no matter what. So
bow and stern.
Yep.
Just in case.
Yeah, bow and stern, whatever the bottom is, whatever the depth is, you can always anchor.
And we've got 2 smaller rollers that we'll probably put on the back somewhere. Mm-hmm. Do you have an idea of where in the back, or you want to talk about maybe how we're finishing off the transom?
Well, I don't really know yet.
Yeah. Okay.
It goes back and forth. I could just do it real simple and just put the cap rail across and just call it good. But I've also thought about doing crazy things. So, we'll see.
Need your jigsaw?
Yeah.
You need me to go get it?
Yeah, that'd be great. Hello.
Hey. Hey, happy boy.
Battery just died.
Oh. Do you have any more here? Should have thought of it.
No, they're all at the boat.
Of course they're all at the boat. Do you have your drills in the car or anything else with the Makita battery?
Actually, the drill's in the car. And I think I just put a new battery in.
Perfect. It's always half of the battle sometimes, not just doing the work, but having all the things that you need when you work in multiple different places.
5 amp hour too, so.
Oh, cool. So once you glue and screw them together, then you'll shape them?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I need to go commandeer my the planer back from DS. Because it's got a big planer mark from the mill.
Mm.
And that's my glue side. Good enough.
So just got a plain one side of one piece?
Yep.
He is sleeping.
Come here, dude. No, don't go in there.
Not towards the blades. Oh, there's another one.
Where? Oh.
Over here.
You know what I didn't bring? My driver. To actually...
You gonna need that?
Yeah. Not gonna cinch them up all the way right now.
Okay.
Okay, time to mix up epoxy.
You know what else we forgot?
What?
Gloves. Oh, there's one pair.
2 unused gloves.
Perfect.
They're Gip size.
And gift size? Well, that's good. Stuff is so fine.
Yeah.
Doing too much breathing, whatever that is. How do you feel about a little bit of thick?
That's good.
Okay.
Just like pour it along the twig.
Thank you. Yeah. I think we need more.
Yeah. Thanks for doing cleanup. Sandals suck.
That's because you've repaired them like 20 times. Look at all that duct tape work.
Start making salt tar flip-flops.
And they will all be made out of duct tape. I don't know what matches.
It's action music, Gip.
Action music? Oh.
Not,
I thought jazz hands.
Not jazz hands. Also thought about doing like the crazy traditional sterns where it's like, you know, build up like a big arching beam that goes across that also act as boom gallows for the mizzen and then plank that whole thing in.
Whoa. That's crazy. I don't know about that one. Can't all be perfect, like Swab.